Greetings of the day to everyone. I hope all of you must be fine at home. So, in this video today, me, Mrs. Muskan Khatwani, your science faculty, is going to start chapter 4, Structure of Atom for class 9th. So, let's start our chapter. So, as we have already discussed that matter is made up of small particles, right? And these are called atoms. So atoms, earlier it was being said by Dalton in Dalton's theory that atoms are the indivisible particles, right? Okay, and they cannot be further divided. All the matter is made up of this atoms only. But later on it was clear to us that atoms are further made up of three fundamental particles, or you can say subatomic particles, which are known as electrons, protons and neutrons. Okay, so the theory which Dalton postulated that atom is indivisible, it cannot be further divided, it proved to be wrong by the discovery of these subatomic particles, electron, protons and neutrons. Okay, so let's discuss about all these three. In this chapter we will discuss different structures proposed by different scientists regarding these three subatomic particles, that how they are arranged in an atom. So all of them have given their own suggestions and their own models. They have done different experiments for that. J.J. Thomson's model is there, Rutherford's model is there, and Niels Bohr's model is there. So we are going to discuss the different models proposed by different scientists regarding this structure of the atom. Alright, so here we will discuss about subatomic particles and atomic models proposed by various scientists. For this, first we will do an activity for the charged particles in matter. How we get to know that particles are having some charge in them, how we can say that charged particles occur in matter. So for that we have done an activity. What we have done, we have taken a comb, okay, and we have rubbed that comb on the dry hair, and now when I'll bring that comb near the small pieces of paper, what will happen? It will start attracting them. Okay, the comb will attract the small pieces of paper, right? And one more example I can take. What I have done, I have taken a silk cloth and I have rubbed that glass rod with it. Now if I'll bring the glass rod near to an inflated balloon, okay, फूला हुआ गुब्बारा, so क्या देखूंगी मैं? What I'll observe, that the glass rod will attract the balloon, okay, and here the comb is attracting the tiny pieces of paper, and here this glass rod is attracting this balloons. So what we can conclude from these two activity? We can conclude that on the basis of these observation we can say that जब दो अनचार्ज बॉडीज़ को हम रब करते हैं तो वो इलेक्ट्रिकली चार्ज हो जाती है. एंड यू नो व्हाई दे गेट इलेक्ट्रिकली चार्ज? बिकॉज ऑफ द मूवमेंट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. ओके, सो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जब ट्रांसफ़र होते हैं तो उसकी वजह से बॉडीज़ चार्ज हो जाती है. सो कैन वी से दैट मैटर्स आर हैविंग चार्ज पार्टिकल्स इन देम. ओके, and what are these charged particles? Let's discuss electrons. First we will discuss about electrons. If I talk about electrons, these negatively charged particles were discovered by J.J. Thomson in 1897. Okay, Sir J.J. Thomson discovered them in 1897. They were being discovered, and in the they have it. Thomson has done one experiment. He has taken a gas at low pressure, which was taken in a discharge tube made up of glass, and at the end of the discharge tube 2 electrodes were placed. ओके जिसको उन्होंने बैटरी से कनेक्ट कर दिया था हाई वोल्टेज सप्लाई के लिए. आई रिपीट माई सेल्फ. In the experiment, a gas at low pressure was taken in a discharge tube which was made up of glass, and at the end of the discharge tube 2 electrodes were placed which were connected to a battery for high voltage supply. अब जब इलेक्ट्रोड जो है वो कनेक्ट हो गए नेगेटिव एंड से, तो हमने उनको क्या नाम दिया? वी कॉल्ड देम कैथोड. व्हाट वी कॉल्ड देम? कैथोड. ओके. एंड ये कौन से थे? जो नेगेटिव एंड से थे. एंड दोज हु वर कनेक्टेड टू पॉजिटिव एंड दे वर बीइंग टर्म्ड एज एनोड. व्हाट दे वर टर्म्ड एज? एनोड. ओके. सो ही देन ऑब्जर्व्ड a stream of negatively charged particles coming out of cathode. उन्होंने क्या ऑब्जर्व किया कि नेगेटिव चार्ज पार्टिकल्स जो हैं वो कैथोड से आ रहे. देखिए कैथोड क्या था? कैथोड वाज द एंड विच वाज कनेक्टेड टू नेगेटिव एंड. ओके. सो वहाँ से क्या हुआ? चार्ज पार्टिकल, नेगेटिवली चार्ज पार्टिकल आए एंड वेयर दे विल गो टूवर्ड्स द एनोड ओनली. ओके. नेगेटिव एंड से कहाँ की तरफ आए? पॉजिटिव एंड की तरफ. ऑलराइट. सो दीज पार्टिकल्स वर कॉल्ड एज इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. ओके. व्हाट वी कॉल देम? इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. So the collection of negatively charged particles emitted from cathode of discharge tube is called cathode rays. Okay. So this is about electrons. Okay. Electrons से पहले, when the electrons were discovered, they were being discovered in 1897. Before them, in 1886, a scientist named Goldstein, he find out about these protons. Okay. उनसे पहले ही 1886 में गोल्डस्टीन ने ऑब्जर्व किया था, सेम एक्सपेरिमेंट किया था उन्होंने भी, कैथोड एनोड एंड दैट ओ सेम वैक्यूम पंप एंड ऑल. एंड इन द सेम एक्सपेरिमेंट with different situations, that what he observed, that anode emitted positive particles which were called canal rays. What name he given to that? Canal rays. He called it canal rays. Okay. So the positively charged radiation produced in the discharge tube from anode are called canal rays. Canal rays क्या थे? पॉजिटिव चार्ज रेडिएशंस थे जो कि अल्टीमेटली लीड टू द डिस्कवरी ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स. ओके. सो ऐसा लग रहा था कि एटम जो है वो प्रोटॉन्स और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का ही बना हुआ है, और ये तो जो सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल्स हैं दे म्यूचुअली बैलेंस ईच अदर, एक दूसरे के चार्ज को बैलेंस करते हैं. ओके. तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि प्रोटॉन्स जो थे वो अंदर की तरफ थे एंड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जो थे वो, क्योंकि हम इजीली हटा पा रहे थे, तो ऑब्वियसली दे मस्ट बी आउटसाइड ओनली. ओके. तो ये कुछ ऑब्जर्वेशंस थे, द अर्ली ऑब्जर्वेशंस. ओके. सी ही इज़ द साइंटिस्ट सर जे थॉमसन. ओके. who gave the first model for that. He is the Goldstein who told us about protons, and this is the experiment what I was telling you, that he has taken a discharge tube made up of glass with these types of experiments. एनोड एंड कैथोड लगा दिया था उन्होंने, एंड व्हाट ही ऑब्जर्व, गोल्डस्टीन ऑब्जर्व द कैनाल रेज, दैट मीन्स द पॉजिटिव रेज कमिंग फ्रॉम एनोड. ओके. He is Goldstein. Alright. Are you able to see over here? Electrons are here and these are the protons. Okay. These are the subatomic. तो पहले यही माना जाता था that only two subatomic particles are there. One is electron and another one is proton. Two subatomic particles are present. Okay. So now different scientists have given their own models regarding this. So we will discuss their models. Okay. Dalton, Thomson, Rutherford, Bohr, all of them have given their own models for this structure of atom. Firstly, we will discuss about Thomson's model of an atom. If I talk about Thomson's model, then Thomson proposed, he said that there is a positively charged matter. Okay, he proposed the model of an atom similar to a Christmas pudding. उन्होंने क्या बोला कि electron in a sphere of positive charge were like ड्राई फ्रूट्स इन अ क्रिसमस पुडिंग. उन्होंने कहा जैसे एक क्रिसमस पुडिंग के अंदर ड्राई फ्रूट्स होते हैं, है ना, एम्बेडेड रहते हैं उसके अंदर. सिमिलरली लाइक दैट, आर यू एबल टू सी द चेरी और द ड्राई फ्रूट इन द पुडिंग. सो सिमिलरली ही सेड, उन्होंने क्या किया, इनको उन्होंने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मान लिया एंड इसको उन्होंने पॉजिटिव स्फीयर माना. ओके. And what he explained us, he said that the model of the atom is similar to this Christmas pudding. Okay, atom को उन्होंने watermelon के साथ भी compare किया. Alright, इनके model को plum pudding model भी कहा जाता है. When he gave his model, he gave this model in 1903. And what he prepared his model with watermelon. He said the red part is the positive sphere, and as if the seeds are embedded in the watermelon, similarly like that, electrons are embedded into the positive sphere in it. Okay, so what he said, that the magnitude of positive and the negative charge are same inside the atom, so net charge is 0. He said that atom is having the net charge 0. Okay, this was the model proposed by Sir J.J. Thomson. I hope this plum pudding model or the model which was compared to watermelon must be clear to you all. Alright, so let's discuss the next, that is Rutherford model. जो थॉमसन थे उन्होंने अपना मॉडल तो दे दिया, लेकिन जो बाकी साइंटिस्ट ने अपने मॉडल्स दिए थे वो उसको एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाए थे. सो ही वॉज एबल टू टेल दैट द नेट चार्ज इज़ ज़ीरो, द पॉजिटिव चार्ज विल बी इक्वल टू द नेगेटिव चार्ज, बट then too he was not able to clarify the results which other scientists were getting. So all of them, rest of the scientists have started giving their models. So the second model which we are going to discuss is the model given by Rutherford. So this was the experiment done by Rutherford. Rutherford designed an experiment which was known as gold foil experiment, or we can say alpha scattering experiment. Okay, and it was just to determine the structure of the atom, कि structure कैसा है atom का. इस experiment के अंदर उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने fast moving alpha particles को thin gold foil के ऊपर fall करवाया. Are you able to see in this picture? Okay, what has he done? He has taken a doubly charged helium atom and he allowed that to fall on the gold foil. Okay, so why he has taken the helium ion? क्योंकि उन्होंने क्या लिया था, हीलियम आयन वो भी डबली चार्ज. What is the mass of helium? 4 mu. Okay, so the fast moving alpha particle have a considerable amount of energy with them. Helium ion मैंने बोला doubly charged, that means He+2. Okay. So the procedure was, a lot of fast moving alpha particles were bombarded on the thin gold foil, and after passing the foil the alpha particles hit the screen. Okay, so what he observed in this type of experiment and why he chose that gold foil only, that we will discuss. So are you able to see? He has taken doubly charged helium particle. और क्यों? क्योंकि उसके अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा कंसिडरेबल अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी था जो कि उसको पास हो सकता था गोल्ड फाइल में से. ओके, सो व्हाट ही ऑब्जर्व दैट most of the alpha particle pass through the foil. Okay, first of all, can you tell me that why has he chosen the gold only? क्योंकि उनको क्या चाहिए था? बिल्कुल थिन लेयर चाहिए थी, as thin as possible. So this gold foil was about 1000 atoms thick. Okay, जो उन्होंने गोल्ड फॉइल लिया था वो कैसा था? 1000 atoms thick था. So alpha particles are doubly charged helium ion since they have a mass of 4 mu, and fast moving alpha particles have considerable amount of energy with them. और ये एक्सपेक्ट किया जा रहा था कि ये जो अल्फा पार्टिकल्स हैं would be deflected by the some atomic particles in the gold atom. Since the alpha particle were much heavier than the proton, उन्होंने ऐसा कुछ भी एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था कि बहुत ज़्यादा लार्ज रिफ्लेक्शन होगा अल्फा पार्टिकल से, राइट? सो द गोल्ड फॉइल विच ही हैज़ टेकन was only 1000 atoms thick, because we have discussed this, that gold is the most malleable metal, so it is possible to make a very thin sheet of gold. That's why he has chosen that gold foil only. Okay, so in this experiment what he observed, that most of the alpha particle pass through the foil without getting deflected. Okay, कि बहुत सारे अल्फ़ा पार्टिकल्स जो थे वो सीधे जा रहे हैं, बिल्कुल डिफ्लेक्ट नहीं हो रहे हैं. कुछ पार्टिकल्स जो हैं वो डिफ्लेक्ट हो रहे हैं, लेकिन वो भी बहुत स्मॉल एंगल से, राइट? एंड 1 out of 12,000 particles rebound back. Rebound back means they are coming back to 180 डिग्री, है ना? वो 180 जिस डायरेक्शन में जा रही हैं उसी से वापस आ रहे हैं. ओके, so only very few, that is 1 out of 12,000 particle was like that. Okay, so these were the observation of alpha particle scattering experiment done by Rutherford. Now what are the features of Rutherford model of an atom? उन्होंने क्या बोला, क्या inferences दिए? what he postulated? He said that most of the space inside the atom is empty, कि एटम के अंदर जो ज़्यादातर स्पेस है वो खाली है. ऐसा उन्होंने क्यों कहा? बिकॉज उनकी जो मोस्ट ऑफ द रेज थी दे वर गोइंग straight, and if there will be anything over there to strike, then it must have been deflected by some angle. But if it is going straight, then what does it mean? It means that most of the space is empty. Okay, the second postulate was that positive charge of the atom occupies very little space, and the third was all the positive charge in the mass of the gold atom were concentrated in a very small volume within the atom. Okay, I repeat myself. What he postulated, that most of the space inside the atom is empty. Second, positive charge of the atom occupies very little space. And third, all the positive charge and mass of the gold atom were concentrated in a very small volume within the atom. Okay. Now, after giving these observations and inferences, then too he said something. Okay, रदरफोर्ड ने फाइनली कंक्लूजन दिया था. What was his conclusion? On the basis of his experiment, he concluded the nuclear model of an atom, and according to that nuclear model of atom, he said that most of the space inside the atom is empty. At the center of the atom, a small, heavy, positively charged nucleus is present. Okay, are you able to see this diagram? Center के अंदर nucleus है, right? And most of the space inside the atom is empty. Electrons revolve around the nucleus, चारों तरफ revolve करते हैं, and total positive charge in nucleus is same as total negative charge on all electrons of atom, and the net charge will be 0. Okay, so these were the conclusions and the model of Rutherford. So, but somewhere he was wrong, because what he said, according to Rutherford model, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिवॉल्व करते हैं चार्ज न्यूक्लियस के अराउंड. ओके, तो वहाँ पर वो गलत थे. सो नाउ वी विल डिस्कस द ड्रॉबैक्स ऑफ रदरफोर्ड्स मॉडल. What were the drawbacks of Rutherford model? According to Rutherford model, electron revolve around the charge nucleus, and according to the theory of Maxwell, अगर ऐसा होता है कि कोई चार्ज पार्टिकल एक्सेलरेटेड मोशन करता है तो वो एनर्जी रेडिएट करेगा. ओके, एंड अगर एनर्जी रेडिएट होगी तो क्या होगा? एनर्जी रेडिएट होते होते उसकी एनर्जी कम होती जाएगी, एंड फाइनली इट विल फॉल इनटू द न्यूक्लियस. Okay, so therefore if a charged body rotates around another charged body, that is nucleus, it will radiate energy, and due to energy loss during the radiations, speed of electrons will decrease. और धीरे धीरे स्पीड कम होते होते इवेंचुअली इट विल फॉल इनटू द न्यूक्लियस. अगर ऐसा होता और वो न्यूक्लियस में गिरता, देन कोई भी एटम स्टेबल नहीं होता. बट it doesn't happen actually. Such collapse does not occur, and atoms were found to be quite stable. So Rutherford was not able to clear this thing. So after this experiment, these were the drawbacks of Rutherford. But after this experiment, Rutherford get the credit of discovery of nucleus, because he told us that some positive charge nucleus is there in the center. So he got the credit for that, and the protons and neutrons who were collectively known as nucleons were present in the nucleus. Okay, and it was found that almost all mass of an atom resides in nucleus only. So Rutherford के मॉडल के बाद ये सारी चीज़ें तो क्लियर हो गई थी. ओके, बट स्टिल जो उन्होंने बात कही थी कि इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिवॉल्व करते हैं, एनर्जी रेडिएट करते हैं, ये चीज़ वो एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाए थे. एंड टू जस्ट टू क्लैरिफाई दिस थिंग, so many scientists tried to give their model, and Niels Bohr was also one of them who got the success in his model, right? So he gave his own model, Bohr's model for an atom. So now we'll discuss the Niels Bohr's model. Niels Bohr was a scientist who gave this model in 1913. Okay, उन्होंने 1913 के अंदर अपना मॉडल दिया था, and he tried to overcome the limitations of Rutherford and proposed a model for atomic structure. So what were the postulations of Bohr? उन्होंने क्या बोला कि only certain special orbits known as discrete orbits of electron are allowed inside the atom. What he said, that only special orbit known as discrete orbits of electrons are allowed inside the atom, and while revolving in discrete orbits electrons do not radiate energy. रदरफोर्ड ने क्या बोला था कि वो एनर्जी रेडिएट करते हैं, इन्होंने बोला नहीं वो एनर्जी ओके इन्होंने बोला इलेक्ट्रॉन रिवॉल्व अराउंड द सेंट्रली लोकेटेड heavy, small and positively charged nucleus in discrete orbits, and while revolving in discrete orbit electrons do not radiate energy. थर्ड चीज़ उन्होंने बोली कि these discrete orbits or shells are known as energy levels, and these orbitals or shells are represented by the letters K, L, M, N, or you can say them 1, 2, 3, 4. ओके सो क्या नई चीज़ उन्होंने बताई, उन्होंने मेन चीज़ हमें बताई डिस्क्रीट ऑर्बिट्स के बारे में, और उन्होंने उनको नाम भी दे दिया KLMN या 1, 2, 3, 4. सो ही टोल्ड अस अबाउट डिफरेंट एनर्जी लेवल्स. ओके और इन ऑर्बिट्स को उन्होंने 1, 2, 3, 4 या KLMN नाम दे दिया था. K was the first shell, L was the second shell, M was the third one, and N was the fourth one. Okay? इनको सारे ऑर्बिट्स को नेमिंग दे दी थी उन्होंने, जिन इन शेल्स को वो एनर्जी लेवल्स भी कह रहे थे. ऑलराइट, सो सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट्स और शेल जो थे न्यूक्लियस के अराउंड वो ही एनर्जी लेवल्स कहला रहे थे. ओके अब नील बोर के इस मॉडल को 1922 में नोबेल प्राइज़ मिला था, बिकॉज बिल्कुल परफेक्ट मॉडल उन्होंने दिया था, एंड ही वॉज एबल टू एक्सप्लेन दैट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स डोंट रेडिएट एनर्जी बिकॉज दे रिवॉल्व इन डिस्क्रीट ऑर्बिट्स ओवर देयर, ओनली डिस्क्रीट ऑर्बिट्स आर देयर. ओके so if you are being asked to make a model for any element, Bohr's model, if you are getting a question that make Bohr's model for any atom, can you make? Okay, this what I am showing you, this is the Bohr's model of an atom, all right, which is having 4 valence electrons in it. Okay, it is having 4 electrons in its valence shell. All right, next we will discuss about the discovery of neutron, that we will discuss in our next video. Till then, take a very good care of yourself and stay safe. Thank you.